Tonight's headlines: no Deltacron case yet in the Philippines. Unemployed Pinoys down to 2.93 million in January. Diesel gasoline prices may roll back next week. Search on for Ukraine theater bombing survivors. Marcos vows to increase teachers' salary. Pistons undo magic. And BSP optimistic on pera investors increase. Good evening. Today is Friday, March 18, 2022. I'm Miguel Paltagonon and this is Tribune News on Cue. Here are the stories for this evening. The Department of Health said that it had not yet detected the hybrid coronavirus mutation Deltacron in the country, and that safeguards and surveillance systems were in place amid the discovery of a new COVID-19 variant in Israel. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere said on Friday that Omicron was the most detected variant based on the collected samples from the latest genome sequencing. Experts earlier said that Deltacron, reportedly discovered in a Cyprus laboratory, was most likely the result of a laboratory contamination and not a new worrying variant. However, the IHU Mediterranean infection in Marseille, France, reported that it was too soon to know whether Deltacron infections would be very transmissible or cause severe disease. The Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, on Friday reported that the number of jobless Filipinos declined in January this year despite stricter quarantine level in Metro Manila, the country's economic capital, for almost the entirety of the month. PSA Chief and National Statistician Claire Dennis Mapa said the number of unemployed adults, or those aged 15 above, in January stood at 2.93 million, reflecting an unemployment rate of 6.4%. This is lower than the 6.6% unemployment rate recorded in December 2021 and around 340,000 short of the 3.27 million jobless recorded in the last month of 2021. January 2022's unemployment rate is also the lowest since the peak of the COVID-19 lockdowns in April 2020, when the all-time high unemployment rate of 17.6% or 7.3 million jobless was recorded, according to MAPA. After 11 straight weeks of hikes, motorists may expect a sigh of relief in the coming week as pump prices of petroleum products are projected to roll back big time. Citing data of oil trading in the past 4 days based on the mean of Platts Singapore, it said that the price per liter of diesel may go down by 12.51 pesos. Gasoline prices, meanwhile, may be slashed by 6.57 per liter. The estimated price adjustments, however, are still subject to change depending on the day's trading results, the same source said. The local oil industry uses mean of Platts Singapore, the daily average of all trading transactions between buyers and sellers of petroleum products, as assessed and summarized by Standard & Poor's Platts. Tribune News on Cue will be back after these reminders.
We shall fly, soar, fight,
kumpleto sa inyong desisyon. Sa panahon ng pandemya, kawalan ng trabaho, giyera. Ngayon, higit kailanman, napakahalagang suriin ang susunod na mamumuno sa ating bansa. Sino ang may totoong solusyon? Sino ang may konkretong plano? Sino ang tapat na maglilingkod? Kasama ninyo ang Commission on Election sa pagbantay at pagkilatis sa mga susunod na leader ng ating bansa. Dito ninyo malalaman Pilipinas Debates 2022, The Turning Point. Simulcast live nationwide and worldwide. March 19, Sabado, the Presidential Debate. March 20, Linggo, the Vice Presidential Debate. April 3, Linggo, ang ikalawang Presidential Debate. April 23, Sabado, the Vice Presidential Town Hall Debate. At April 24, Linggo, the Presidential Town Hall Debate. Kilalanin natin mabuti ang mga kandidato sa pagkapangulo at pangalawang pangulo dito sa pinakamalaki at opisyal na serye ng debate. Pilipinas Debates 2022, The Turning Point.
In other news, rescue workers searched desperately for any survivors buried beneath the rubble of Mariupol's bombed-out theater Friday, as Russia's forces pounded residential areas across Ukraine, stoking allegations of war crimes. 24 hours after Mariupol's once gleaming whitewashed theater was hauled out by a Russian strike, the number of dead, injured, or trapped is still unclear. Ukraine's ombudswoman Lyudmila Densova said a bomb shelter in the building had survived the impact and some adults and children had emerged alive. The attack on civilian building marked with the words "Deity" or "children" in Russian has sparked a wave of international revulsion and heaped pressure on Russia's few remaining allies, most notably China, to condemn Moscow's apparent deliberate targeting of civilians. Meanwhile, former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. vowed to increase the salaries of teachers should he win the presidency in the 2022 national elections. Marcos on Friday said the programs and reforms for teachers would uplift their quality of life and will inspire them to provide the highest quality of service and teaching to their students. Aside from increase in salaries, Marcos also promised to provide free training and scholarships to their children. When he was still a senator, Marcos pushed for higher salary for teachers with Senate Bill 3016 or the Public School Teacher Salary Upgrading Act. In sports, Sadiq Bey scored a career-high 51 points as the Detroit Pistons trashed the Orlando Magic's 134-120 in a battle of the NBA Eastern Conference already eliminated teams on Thursday. Bey made 10 three-pointers from 14 attempts and was 17 of 27 from the field, with 10 rebounds and 4 assists in a one-sided drubbing of Magic's Amway Center in Florida. Marvin Bagley bagged Bey with 20 points, while Isaiah Stewart added 16 in a game that Pistons led from middle of the second period. Bey set the tone for his career-best evening with a devastating burst of scoring in the first quarter, finishing with 21 points. And in business, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Benjamin Diokno is confident of the continued increase of investments under the Personal Equity and Retirement Account or PERA amid the challenges such as the impact of coronavirus pandemic. The government aims to have 5 million PERA contributors by 2025, which Diokno said is around 10% of working Filipinos here and abroad. PERA is a voluntary retirement savings program of the government targeted to help the capital markets since the pooled funds are invested in equities and bonds. The government launched the digital PERA in September 2020, and since then the number of PERA contributors have increased from 1,684 to 4,379. Diokno said around 71% of the contributors are employees, while the remaining figure is shared by overseas Filipino workers and self-employed individuals. Total pera contributions as of end of February reached 265.5 million pesos, and 68% of it came from employees, 19% from OFW, and 13% from self-employed individuals. That wraps up the stories tonight. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, the Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, Empire Eastlands Holdings Incorporated, and Overseas Committee Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Miguel Paltagono, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Public Service Advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM. Ang Daily Tribune may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Q. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng Perfect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there, mga katribu!
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.